Enlightenment itself isn't the center of the fractal. It's a direction. It's facing the center. Now, just quickly, for our listeners, a fractal, it's like a complex, never-ending pattern, right? Repeats itself at different scales. Think of a snowflake, maybe, or a coastline. The same basic pattern appears, doesn't matter how much you zoom in or out. So when the text uses this analogy, it's not just saying enlightenment isn't a single static point. It kind of implies, well, that no matter where you are in life's complex repeating patterns, enlightenment is about an orientation you choose to take. It's not a place you can go, not somewhere you visit and then, stay forever like a vacation spot. And this really challenges how so many of us commonly think about enlightenment, as this high plateau we climb to, and then boom, we're there. But this text, it offers a completely different lens.
Absolutely. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it really suggests a continuous process, an ongoing orientation rather than some fixed state you just achieve or inhabit. It elegantly dismantles that whole idea of a finish line.
Right.
Instead, it's about facing the center. And that implies a constant alignment, doesn't it?
Right.
And a moment-to-moment choice about where you're directing your focus and your energy. You're always in motion, always adjusting, always orienting yourself. It's really a dynamic act, not some static achievement that, once you get it, requires no more effort.
Yeah, like you can just coast afterwards.
Exactly. And that perspective is crucial because it implies the journey is the destination, And enlightenment isn't the end point. It is very actively this ongoing process. It demands continuous, conscious engagement. The actual act of striving, of aligning, that's what constitutes it.
That distinction, destination versus direction, it's really insightful, profoundly so. But, okay, if enlightenment is a direction and not some spiritual GPS coordinate, what exactly is that direction then? The source gives a very clear answer. It states, that direction is your awareness. Now, that's concise but incredibly profound. But it also raises a question for me. If our awareness is so central, so pivotal, what happens when we're maybe unaware of where our compass is pointing? Or when biases we don't even recognize are shaping our reality without us knowing? What does this really mean for us, day to day?
That's a vital point to consider, definitely. This concept brings up an important question for each of us, doesn't it? If our awareness really is the compass, then how we actively choose to direct it fundamentally shapes our entire experience. It's not just that we have awareness. It's the conscious, deliberate choice of where we place our mental and emotional focus.
Okay.
Think about it like this. When you face a challenge, say, at work, are you focusing your awareness on all the potential problems and failures? Or are you directing it towards maybe opportunities for creative solutions and growth? Or when you think back on your day, do you focus your awareness on what went wrong? Or maybe on the small wins, the moments of connection? And look, this isn't just about positive thinking in a superficial way. It's about the active engagement of your internal faculties. The source tells us this choice of direction where you point that awareness, that's what you're truly facing. It means our awareness isn't just some passive receiver soaking up information. It's an active instrument of orientation. It's continuously shaping what comes into focus for us and, by extension, what becomes real for us. The challenge, though, as you hinted, it's becoming aware of how we're directing it, especially when those hidden biases are running the show beneath the surface.
That's a huge shift, isn't it? Going from passive receiver to active instrument. And it leads us perfectly into maybe the most mind-bending concept the source puts forward. It really highlights our individual agency. The text makes this powerful assertion, meaning is what you bring to reality. Okay. And then it follows with perception is what defines reality. And that those two weren't enough, it wraps it all up by saying you are co-creating existence. Wow. So if we're actually co-creating existence through the meaning we make and how we perceive things, what are the biggest implications of that for how we tackle daily challenges, say, or for our sense of personal responsibility? Does this imply a kind of radical, maybe even daunting personal power?
Well, daunting perhaps, but also incredibly empowering. A key insight here is the incredibly active and pivotal role we play. Our interpretation, our meaning making and our filtering, our perception, they're far from passive processes. They're not just mirroring some objective world that exists completely separate from us. Instead, our internal framework, our deeply held biases, our values, our beliefs, they aren't just reacting to reality. They are, in fact, actively structuring it. You are literally co-creating existence through these processes because the reality you perceive, the one you act within, it's defined by the meaning you assign to it and how you choose to perceive it.
So the responsibility aspect.
Exactly. The implications for personal responsibility are immense. If you are co-creating your reality, then you hold significant power over your experience. It's a profound shift, like you said, from being just a spectator watching the movie of your life to being a builder and architect of it.
Hmm.
Now, this doesn't mean you control external events, obviously. You can't stop the rain. But you absolutely control your relationship to those events.
Okay, so let's make this really tangible for the listener. Because co-creating existence, it sounds so grand, right? It can feel a bit abstract. How does this actually apply to something we might experience maybe even later today, right after listening to this? Can you give us a concrete example?
Absolutely. Let's ground it. Consider a common everyday situation. Imagine two different people experiencing the exact same significant, unexpected event. Um, Maybe a project at work gets suddenly canceled, or perhaps a personal relationship ends abruptly. The external circumstances are, objectively speaking, the same for both individuals.
Okay.
Now, one person might perceive this event as a total catastrophe, a sign of personal failure. They assign a deeply negative meaning to it, and this could lead to a spiral of stress, anxiety, maybe a sense of being a victim of circumstance. They might withdraw, feeling like there's no path forward.
Right, I can picture that.
Okay, now the other person experiencing the exact same event, they might perceive it quite differently, maybe as a redirection, an unexpected opportunity for a new beginning, or perhaps a chance to learn some valuable lessons and build resilience. They assign a more constructive meaning. Maybe they focus on the new freedom they have to pursue a different path, or they use it as a chance to reevaluate their priorities.
So they actively look for the upside or the lesson.
Precisely. This individual might actively seek out new opportunities, reflect honestly on their contributions, and really engage in creating a positive outcome from the change. See, the external event is identical, but their internal perception and the meaning they bring to it, that fundamentally defines their individual reality of that moment. They are, quite literally, co-creating vastly different experiences from the exact same raw material. And this is an abstract philosophy. It's happening constantly. It's right there in front of us and within us. It shapes not just their emotional state at that moment, but their subsequent actions and, ultimately, the whole trajectory of their lives. It's really a testament to the immense power held in those internal choices.
That example makes it crystal clear. It really brings these powerful ideas right down to our personal immediate experiences. Thank you for that. And this brings us kind of full circle, doesn't it? Back to the idea of enlightenment as this ongoing process. The Source calls it more of a continuous path rather than a fixed destination. It emphasizes that ongoing alignment and the way we direct our awareness. So if we put all these pieces together now, enlightenment as a direction, awareness as the compass, and our active role in co-creating reality, what does this all mean for our daily lives? And for personal transformation, what's the practical takeaway for someone just trying to navigate their world, especially when things feel, turbulent or uncertain?
Yeah, it really synthesizes everything we've touched on. And it underscores a vital truth, I think. Personal transformation isn't a one-time huge event. It's not a sudden flash of insight that fixes everything forever. Instead, it's the consistent, conscious directing of our awareness. It's about the deliberate choices we make, about the meanings we apply to our experiences, day in and day out. This continuous alignment. It isn't about achieving some kind of perfection, but about persistently reorienting our internal compass. For instance, if you find yourself constantly interpreting, say, challenging situations as personal attacks, the practical takeaway here is to consciously pause and just ask yourself, okay, wait, is there another meaning I could bring to this? Is there another way I could perceive this situation that might serve me better? It's this iterative process, like gentle self-correction.
So it's about catching yourself and choosing differently.
Exactly. This concept is such a powerful reminder that we don't just stumble upon transformation. We have a direct hand in co-creating our experience through these ongoing choices. The way we choose to perceive the world, the meaning we decide to bring to it, that truly has the power to transform not only our personal reality, but also how we interact with and influence the world around us. Our capacity to transform our world, and indeed ourselves, lies squarely in our ongoing deliberate choices of perception and awareness. It's an empowering responsibility for sure. Maybe challenging sometimes, but definitely empowering. Knowing you hold that power in every moment.
This has been an absolutely incredible deep dive. Just to recap for everyone listening, we've journeyed from thinking about enlightenment as some distant, static place
Yeah.
to understanding it as a dynamic direction, a continuous path of facing the center within life's intricate fractal patterns. We learned that our awareness acts as the compass, guiding us along this path. And maybe most crucially, that we are the active architects of our own reality. Our perception quite literally defines it, and the meaning we bring shapes our existence. It's not just happening to us, we're actively making it happen every single day, with every choice about where we put our focus.
And building on that, if our perception defines reality and meaning is truly what you bring to it, then the ultimate question for you listening right now might just be this. What reality are you choosing to perceive? And what meaning are you bringing to your own existence right now in this moment? It's a question that invites constant, deep reflection, I think, and it holds the key to your ongoing transformation.